Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome into the video. So we had a very important breakout happen in the stock market on Friday, and in this video we're going to be talking about what needs to happen for that breakout to stay intact and what to watch for next, including what may be the next sector to break out. As always, there are timestamps in the description, and let's go ahead and get into it. And for those interested, I just posted a new newsletter where I go over what really moves stocks, including some personal mistakes and lessons I've had, and how to catch huge moves in those stocks. The link to that is in the description, and it is 100% free to subscribe. So getting into the video, starting out with the S&P futures chart. For weeks now, we've been talking about this base that the S&P has been building out for over a month. Last weekend, we went over the big trigger points on this, which above 48.30 to 48.41 was the breakout and upside trigger, and below 47.10 was the breakdown and downside trigger. And this past week, the S&P continued to be stuck in this range until Friday, when we finally got the breakout move above 48.41. We can see how well respected this resistance was here, and once price was able to break above it, we got that clean breakout move to close the week. So like we've been talking about, it's important to ignore the noise and just focus on price. All this was a simple consolidation pattern within a broader uptrend, and there was no reason to be bearish on the market or to be shorting stocks unless it broke to the downside of this consolidation. So to keep things simple going into the next week, the S&P has broken out to new all-time highs and is now in price discovery mode. There is no bear case as long as it holds above 48.30 to 48.41 now, so it could pull back and backtest it as new support, but as long as it's above there, buyers have full control of the trend. If it was to break back below that zone, then it would be a large failed breakout and set up downside, but that is not something anyone should be predicting, just react if it does happen. The market just broke out of over a month of consolidation, so this is very, very bullish unless proven otherwise. So now getting to some stock setups, Super Microcomputer, ticker symbol SMCI, is a stock that I've been talking about for months, and we went over the setup again last week. 358 was the big breakout trigger to watch, and we got that move on Friday, and it was explosive as expected, making it all the way up to above $420 per share. So it is no coincidence how explosive this breakout was. The longer the consolidation, the larger that the breakout move is, and this stock had over 6 months of consolidation. Props to anyone that was in this trade and held for the 35% plus breakout move on Friday, and based on how heavy the volume was on this breakout, it would not be surprising at all for this to continue higher from here. PayPal, ticker symbol PYPL, is another one that we went over last week as it was forming an inverse head and shoulders pattern just below a major resistance zone. So the stock had a clean breakout on Friday above the 1 year plus long trendline resistance, along with the 200-day moving average, which we went over last week as well. PayPal is looking primed for more upside as long as this breakout holds now, so 63.3 to 64.3 was the breakout trigger and now becomes a must hold above for this breakout to stay intact. The next target levels above to watch for are at 66.4, 69.7, 71 to 72, 75, and 78. For those who have not entered this, it still has great risk reward to play it with a stop loss back below 63.3. Another one that we went over last week was Coinbase, ticker symbol COIN. We talked about how it was likely to pull back further, and I was looking for it to backtest the previous major breakout point at the trend line. Now, it did not quite get there last week, but this is one that I'm still watching and would love to see a final capitulation or washout move in the stock towards the trend line where I would be interested in buying the dip at 113 to 113.5. If it gets there, I'd be looking to enter and keeping tight risk with a stop loss below 110 or so. It may not happen, but that would be my criteria to enter this trade, and if so, I'd be looking for a rally back up towards the 140s. So now getting into what is my main focus for the week ahead, and that is the Russell 2000 index, ticker symbol IWM. So as we know, the major indexes, the S&P and Nasdaq, broke out last week, though the Russell small cap index has continued to lag. After a big breakout though, a lot of traders do not like to chase after an already big move and will focus attention on what could be the next big mover, aka potentially the Russell 2000. So last week, they spent most of the week backtesting the breakout from December 13th at $188 per share as new support, and so far it has successfully held. So that 188 level also lines up with the 50-day moving average, which makes it that much stronger. So what I'm watching for next week on this is 192.3 to 193.15 to act as the key pivot and upside trigger if it's able to break above. This zone acted as key support for the previous 2 weeks before. It broke below it last week, so now if it reclaims back above, it triggers a false breakdown which acts as a strong breakout setup on a reclaim above. For those interested, I have a newsletter out about how to trade the false breakdown setup and the market dynamics behind it. So if it's able to reclaim above that zone next week, that would be the entry point, and can play it with a stop loss back below 192.3 or so. If it's able to break, the initial upside targets above there would be at 195, 196, 197, 198.8, and 200. And if we zoom out to the long-term visual of the chart, the Russell has been consolidating for 2 years now, and as we know, the longer the consolidation is, the larger that the breakout is in result. If it's able to hold this higher low that was put in last week, this setup is looking great for an explosive breakout move very, very soon. This pattern as a whole is almost textbook to the Wyckoff accumulation pattern as well, which if it plays out, it looks great for a large upside move over time. So that is what I'm watching for in the week ahead. Hope you guys enjoyed. For anybody interested in joining the private Discord chat, that is the first link down in the description to get my personal trade alerts, nightly watch lists, and to answer any questions you have in there. I will catch you all next time. Good luck trading this week, and peace out.